Hey, and welcome to the Heart Check podcast. My name is Kenesha Simone, your host, and here we'll be talking about spirituality, friendships, love, marriage, and much more. So here we're just going to be having a broad array of conversations that's all curated for women and men. This is not just a woman's podcast. This is also for men as well. And I have my husband on here from time to time, family and friends, and we'll all be giving our point of views on different topics. So I'm just excited to see how this is going to go, where it's going to take me, where it's going to take my friends, my family. I'm just super excited to see where this is going to go. So today I just wanted to talk a little bit about me and why I chose to create a podcast at this time. I have always been a person that loves podcasts. Like, I watch podcasts every single day. Like, every day. You can ask my husband every single day. I listen to them on my way to work, go get my kids, things like that. I listen to them in my ear or watch them. But now I have been on this thing where I love to watch them, put them on the TV or on my laptop and just sit and do other things while I, you know, get what I need out the podcast. I do have a specific type of what I like to listen to, but recently I don't know how to say it, I've been called to go ahead and expose myself. Expose myself, tell my business, and just, go ahead and share my thoughts and the things that I've been through on a platform. And I'm like, I guess it's a podcast. I think that God has put me in a position where he wants me to share my testimony, share the things I've been through so that other people can feel like they have a chance and still, being a good person or getting through certain trials and tribulations as they see others do, and talk about stuff that people don't talk about, stuff that people keep hidden. I think that's very important to talk about those things because it's like, yeah, this happened to me and I'm still here and I'm all right and I'm still alive. We're all human. Nobody's perfect. So I think that sometimes talking about your imperfections help heal people along the way. And I think that in this world we live in, this touch and go red pill, nobody thinks like that anymore. So yeah, so here we go. I named the podcast Heart Check because I feel like your heart is the center of your being. It's everything flows there, how you're feeling, how you are presented as a person, everything flows within the heart. Your heart, it sees, it hears, it does everything. So I feel like, from time to time, it is good to have a heart check or someone to ask you, how's your heart? Or you to ask yourself, how's your heart? And figure out what that is so you can move forward. I think even after we have these big life experiences or just from our day to day, we have to check our heart, see where it is. Where is it rooted at? Where is it anchored at? Which way is it turning? And I think once we start to define where our heart is, I feel like a lot of things will flow from there in the way that we want it to go. So with that being said, I love to ask that question to my friends and my family, like, how's your heart today? And if no one has ever asked you or you've never asked yourself, I think it's a good disarming question so that we could figure out a little bit more in depth about ourselves and take the armor off, take the shield off and be like, you know what? I want to be vulnerable in this moment and I want to talk about how my heart really is. So I think that's very important. And I think it is a conversation that should be had amongst friends, family, just your fellow peers. So yeah, that's where I get the name Heart Check from. So at one point in my life, someone asked me how was my heart, and I had a hard time answering that question. And the reason was because I didn't know where my heart was really rooted. The first thing you say is, oh, I'm all right, or I'm feeling good. But it's like, no, not just how you're feeling, but how is it? I want to have my husband here for majority of my episodes, and I'll say why. The reason why I want him here is because me and him have such good banter, like such good conversations that like he kind of like bounces up off of me. Like he gets things out of me that I don't get out of myself. So when we have, deep conversations, I be saying stuff and I be like, who am I? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you need that. And I see why a lot of podcasters have, a co-host because it's easier to have a back and forth conversation with someone rather it just being you and your wholesome self, you know? I think that it's easier to create these deeper conversations when you see people crying and, doing all the things because it's like you could get really vulnerable when you have another person to go along with you, you know what I mean? Through that journey. So Yeah, my husband will be here a lot, and he's my videographer. So yeah, he's gonna be here all the time, almost every time. If he want to jump in, pop in, he will. If he don't want to pop in, then he ain't got to. But that's his business. So, but yeah, it just makes it way easier for me. You know what I mean? Like I can talk all day. I love to talk. Ooh, I love to talk. I love to laugh. Anybody that knows me know I love to laugh. Like laughing is my thing. I think everything is funny. Like I literally will laugh at myself. I laugh at myself all the time. I was laughing at myself when I was recording earlier because it was like, why is this funny? I don't know, but it's just funny watching myself back on the camera when he's editing, you know? I'm gonna have to start looking at this as like I'm talking to you guys. So I'm gonna need y'all like in the comments talking to me. I'm gonna need y'all on social media talking to me because I feel like it'll make it easier for me to keep creating the content that people want to see. You know, like if there's topics you want to talk about, if you want to add your input on something, like I feel like it's easier if people talk back to you because it's like, okay, I know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to Ashley from Tallahassee. Like, girl, I seen your comment and yeah, let's talk about that. Like I can do that, but this beginning process is really hard. This was hard for me, period. Like, oh, here he come. He need to come on with it because, yeah. I want to build a community of normal people on a podcast that's not faking or doing weird stuff to get likes and views. Like, no, let's talk about how my son had an ear infection yesterday and I was stressed out about it. You know what I mean? Or how somebody sent a video to my son twerking yesterday and how I felt about that because it's happened.
When did that get sent? I don't remember that video.
What? Some girl had sent my son a video twerking on Twitter. Was it Twitter? No, TikTok. And she was twerking on her bed. And I'm like, where's her mom? And who taught her how to do that? But guess what? She's 13 and that's what they doing.
I don't want to get too much into our kids, but I do
Yeah.
like how our oldest comes to you with a lot of different things that's going on in his life. I feel that he feels comfortable and safe saying it to you. Um, Me being his father, I don't know, maybe sometimes I can come off a little hard on him, but and that may cause him to hide certain things. But for him to be able to have an outlet within one of us, I love that. I really love that in both of them. I always think about it all the time. Like,
Really?
you know,
And I think that's important to talk about too, because it's like, do your kids come to you about their personal private stuff? Like, do they come to you and say, like, I had a bad day, or this person embarrassed me today, or today I had a great day? Like, I remember he told me how he built up the confidence to say something to some girl. Like, do you have those conversations with your kids? And it's crazy he come to me because I I'm so judgy. Like, I be super judgy. I'll be like, what happened? That's crazy. And why'd you do that? And I always got something to say. But he still come, to me and tell me things. But like people don't really talk too much about their kids. Like, it's not to put your kids out there. You know what I mean? But still, like, people have kids and it's normal. It happens. Like, it's normal for your kid to, possibly get in trouble, get suspended. It's normal for your kids to have to learn a lesson, a life lesson in their teenage years, and to talk to other adults about it who have kids as well. Like, that's amazing. But you don't see that much. It's not a lot of like super transparent podcasts that's not like it's not to bash other people's podcasts because there are some good ones out there. But it's like I want to personally see those conversations sometimes. Be like, I be going through that with my daughter. That's wild. Or I be going through that with my son.
nah, think about it. None of our kids like talking to me. Shit, what is going on?
I think it's because because you the dominant father. We had the conversation this morning. I was saying like, why didn't y'all ask y'all dad? Why didn't you ask your dad to wash out your water bottle? You walked past him, came upstairs to say, hey, my water bottle smells weird. Why didn't you ask him?
This morning,
Yeah. I'm like, why didn't you ask him? You walked right past him.
he came down so quiet, like, Dad, can you wash my water bottle? I was like, yeah.
And he didn't do that to me. He came with the water bottle and was like, this water bottle smells weird. The water bottle, it smells weird, and I need to take it to school. Like, go ask your dad. And I'm busy. I don't
You know
know.
what though? I like that they talk to you because mental health is huge in adults, but also huge in children.
Yeah.
Uh, the amount of suicide and things that I hear within just like the community full of them, the children, like it's just crazy. Like, especially our teenage son.
Yeah.
I love him to be able to talk to you. I don't want them to build these things in, and I guess that aligns with just like the heart check in general, just like where you at emotionally, where you at mentally, and where's your heart at?
Right. You got to check on your children's heart and see what's going on with them,
Yeah.
mentally, physically, and, emotionally. All of that. It's not just how do you feel today? No, what's going on with you? All right. So I'm going to end it with this thought that you should always just take some time to rest while you're in the present moment. Everything in your life is maximized once you rest. Without rest, you're all over the place. You're not even in the same space that you think you actually are in. Take some time to rest. But I guess I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.